Well, how on the children to do this year? The Queen quit coming on for this year Gullah Geechee TV Nation News, but this year last day week Gullah Geechee Jubilee. This year the Gullah Geechee Nation International Music and Movement Festival 2012. Well, back at Yona, we would come to this year same land we the day on and pour a libation for we ancestors and been a protest and a fight for hold on to this year property for all the world for be able to see them, but as to come. We the day upon McLeod Plantation, which now are part of the Charleston Parks and Recreation. So we Sister Erica right here to greet we this year day as we come here one more again for honor we ancestors. Well, how honored to do, Erica?
Fine, thank you.
I'm so glad if I meet on a day or anything like that with we in the Gullah Geechee Nation. So now how long have you been with Charleston Parks and Rec?
2 years.
2 years? Oh, so Hannah new round, yeah. Welcome to the Gullah Geechee Nation. Yeah, that a new, y'all know 2 years ain't that nothing down, yeah. Okay then. So now tell me, what is your job with Charleston Rec? Are you always the one that brings people through McLeod Plantation now?
For the most part, I'm the cultural history specialist, so I'm the only one for the Park Service.
I didn't even know they had one. That's good to know. Okay.
I am the cultural history specialist, so I do most of the tours here, yes, and occasionally I'll have a natural history specialist come along with me.
Okay, and so that way people can learn more about the foliage and so on as well. Okay, a lot of the naturalists around the area.
The land and the people really are connected, so it's a great way to have a more well-rounded kind of tour.
Exactly, and a holistic tour, which is often what people miss on most plantation tours in this region and in Charleston County, is there's not that notation of how we're tied to the land except with plantation history and cotton, rice, and indigo. But that understanding the other herbs that are around you, trees that are around you, the foliage and how we interacted with it is so powerful.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad to know that y'all are doing it that way. So now tell us, why is McLeod significant and why is the Parks Department deciding to keep hold of it and even have you work on tours with it?
Well, it's significant for a lot of reasons. It's intact. We've got all kinds of different outbuildings, a main house, small homes where the enslaved African community lived. So all these different things in one site is really important to have together. As far as the African American historic site, this is so significant. And McLeod was the largest Sea Island cotton producing plantation on the island.
Right.
So just that alone, and when I say plantation, I'm talking about the enslaved African workforce who produced that cotton. And so that alone is significant. But if you take it to the next step and look, maybe after the Civil War ended, the Freedmen's Bureau headquarters was set up here. And that was the first welfare organization devoted to African Americans, uplifting African Americans. And so there were enslaved Africans were enslaved who migrated to this area, to this plantation, and camped out looking for allotments from that place. So much was going on.
Absolutely.
All throughout our history. That's what makes it significant, and that's why we are holding on to it. I'm really glad that Charleston County was able to acquire it because there was a lot of controversy about this property, but we got it in good hands now.
Yeah, so. Definitely. You know, I know all about the controversy. So definitely we fought hard, we fought the good fight, and we're so glad that we have a place like Charleston's Recreation and Parks and Recreation that value things like this, that don't just say, well, the old stuff, we get rid of that, make it open space. You know, in a lot of other counties, they would have purchased land like this, but knocked all the buildings down to make it a park. And they would have justified it that their mission is parks, but not understand the history and the culture and the spirituality tied to that land that you now want to recreate. So this is real powerful. So as Hunter children to see, we go a journey down the road of Lee Peace, and we want Hunter for journey with we, just in case Hunter not had a chance to come here to Charleston yet. Then the next time Hunter to come here, then Hunter can come here and feel just what we to talk about. Because truly, you can feel the power and the energy still there right here, upon McLeod. And Hunter know, if Hunter chilling there with me, that Hunter going to know that this year, that what going on. So also now the cotton candy, all restored it?
They are, I don't know how far they've gotten in the restoration process on the end. The last time I was out here, they were kind of just getting into it, and they have peeled back the layers, and it is amazing because it's almost as if they, I guess the workers who were using this building were building and kind of adding on to it, reinforcing it, so the layers are coming back and you're seeing how these things. So I don't know how they're going to, at what stage they want to kind of restore it to.
Exactly, because after they start peeling back, they find something else.
But it looks like it's
almost, it has, because it didn't look like that the last time I was here at all. They hadn't even begun on this building. that is where the cotton gin was located for this particular plantation. And this was a Sea Island cotton plantation where its heyday was there. Sea Island was the largest one of the largest ones in Charleston County too, from what I understand.
Yes, and I think the McLeods were from Edisville.
Right.
You know, Edisville, they're real famous for their just know-how, I guess.
Yes.
They're the producers of Sea Island
Sea Island
cotton.
cotton. And we were on Edisville Friday. Yeah, so we opened on Edisville. So the connection is full circle.
Exactly. You said that too.
Yeah.
You said it was.
Oh yeah, connection is full circle.
Doesn't look like they've gotten too much work done on that stable though. Not
Right.
yet.
Yeah, I see the stable, but they're stabilizing the stable.
Yeah, they just got, that's.
Yeah, they're stabilizing the stable. Let us pour a libation over here first. Oh, the bottle. Did the bottle come out the front? No, we got to stick it.
Okay.
Get the bottle. All right, Ron, grab the bottle.
Well, I did open one of the cabins, just so you know. I got
Oh,
one
good.
open, a nice, pretty.
So what we'll do, we'll come back to
Okay.
Come back to this.
Okay.
It's serious.
Yeah, you see that bell up top, right?
Where?
On that limb, there's a bell.
Yeah.
That, I think it dates back to the plantation era. Yes,
Oh, I
ma'am.
see it now.
Because this plantation
this.
went
Look
all
at
the way
that
to
first
Fleming
one
Road.
here.
I don't know if you
And go
are
straight up.
familiar with it. So it was a real
Yeah.
fast plantation. So I think they would use it to call.
Oh, and they would call everybody
Yes.
in from the field?
Yes, ma'am. I
With
think
that
it's
bell.
grown up over the years with the tree.
Yes.
Probably started real close.
Down low, because
Yeah.
I'm saying, what? Somebody put it, but then you got to
Yeah.
think. Yeah, we're talking about back to the 1800s, and we're at
Beyond.
2012, so yeah, beyond that probably was mounted first, and just continued to grow up.
This is what gets me very distracted during the workday is artifact hunting.
You found some
Wow, you
more.
should see my desk at Caw. Yeah,
Yeah?
oh yeah. And around these spaces of these oak trees, the last time I was out here, I found a lot of these. I found a lot of different things
Yeah.
around the base, like as if maybe they would be sitting under the trees a lot.
Exactly, which made sense. It wasn't no air condition.
And they did everything outside, you know.
And he cooked outside. and
Yeah,
everything.
just like how they did in Africa,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And I found that interesting as I was studying, like, well, we look at these houses and we think, man, they're so small. But it was kind of a continuation of African practices. I think the crude part of it came in when they were just piling a lot of people in there. Yeah. They built their homes how they would have built them in Africa, right?
Yeah. So they were recreating, the motherland right here. And that's why they call it cultural landscape. Just recut it so it suits your culture. And see, now this is powerful because the difference here is last year, this time, we were on a plantation in Louisiana, out near Burnside, Louisiana.
The one with the...
And
what's that one called?
And I'm trying to
you're
call the
talking
name
about,
right
I
now,
know.
and I
I
can't
just
call
was
it.
looking at it,
But
yeah.
yes, with all of those, and the difference here is, as y'all see all those modern buildings down in the distance, this did run all the way down like that as well. But when they decided they wanted to modernize James Island and bring in all these commercial buildings, that's when a whole series of these cabins got knocked down. They got knocked down. So now you don't see the same view that just, 20, 25 years ago, Elder Town? You would have seen this view would have still been all these cabins all the way down the same way. And I mean, can you imagine, this and all the oak trees they took out and everything? Ron, I don't know if you came back in time, but that oak tree way in the distance where the mountains on it, if you look up from that bottom branch to the second branch above, there's a whole valley. That's on the second branch, way up in the air. Yeah, apparently that tree must have been very young when they put that bell on it. But see, after all these hundreds of years, the tree that grew up so high, the bell is way up there in the air. So the bell looked like it grew on the tree.
Yes, it's amazing.
You ain't remember that hanger that we had left in that tree in Piney Winey and we came back.
Oh, and it
And that
grew.
thing had grew like this here. It was right in the middle. It was all the way down here. That hanger was still down here. But
And
that
the
tree
tree,
that grew around
right,
it
the
was
tree
still
just grew
inside
around
the
it and took it in. So that tells you really about the strengths, when we talk about hunter must take care of the root. The hunter must take care of the root for heal the tree. The tree will take care of Hunter. Hunter will take care of the
You
roots.
mess around and go to sleep. When you go to the graveyard, you see what happens.
It's just oh so long, crying, Lord, Lord, we will die for Christ. I did. It's your crying, Lord, Lord, give we more time for Christ. I've been in this your storm so long. Dear God, this your day. Give thanks for the blessing, the victory, for holding upon this your place. We don't call the cloud. We're so glad that this your day we can stand here and shout for the victory, the honor we give, because we honor who this land we fought. We honor what we were there before. We honor the ancestors them who have been near you on this your land. We honor them who were there to the freedom bureau, who were the hand of the thing, for the people will have a place when generation to generation will come. See, children, they will have a place they call it home. So we give you thanks this your day for making sure. So this your land, they go tell you all the children what are coming, want to know who we be. Because we know, and Hunter to know where Hunter did from. Hunter ain't going to know where Hunter is going. So we thank you for wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and this your blessing. A whole of this your McCloud plantation together. Yes. And we pray for the Charleston Park Recreation people. We pray for Hunter to touch his heart, open his mind, and make up a cracky teeth, but tell the world the truth for what we don't want. Now hold nothing back. Get him the dirty, get him the clean, get him everything for you understand. And pray for planet to go to Geechee. Come back here. Understand. Respect where your elders, your ancestors, that are going through. But make this your day. Come for we shout, but we got Geechee. We give thanks, honor, and glory as we sing. Ashe, 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 and let the church sing. Amen. So now these bricks that are here, were these made on James Island or were they made somewhere else? Have y'all found that?
Well, based on my research, I would say they most likely came from the Mount Pleasant area because of the really rich clay deposits in the soil there. Right. Yes, brick masonry in that area was a big industry, so they were most likely local. Right. And made by enslaved workers.
And what are these Carolina grades, or what do y'all call these? What's the name for these?
I'm not quite sure.
Because you know you got Savannah grades. And then a lot of times what we'll call on this side, we'll call them Carolina grades just because they got Savannah grades.
Right, okay.
But yeah, got to distinguish between the ones made home in Carolina and then the ones in Savannah. But they call them that way because, see, like here, like you said, the rich soil, you see it's red. It's real red. Yes. But in Savannah, when you go to forts, you'll notice they're handmade bricks too, but they're great. They have more grade to it, and that's because of the sand.
The sandy soil.
Yeah, the sandy soil there. Okay. Where you have more clay and the soil is not pleasant, like you said. With these, yeah. And what type of wood was used?
Most likely something local like red cedar or cypress, because most of this area was very swampy, and all that clearing of land in those early years of settlement, that wood, all those supplies probably would have went into making buildings like this and just really building the whole Charleston. Yes, in the early years before cotton and rice were introduced, it was all clearing land and naval supplies, naval stores, you know?
Right, exactly. Yeah. And a lot of timberland stuff ended up clearing areas that are now the resort areas too.
Yes, ma'am.
And solar and that became places of recreation. So now, oh, you have a bunch of doors in here. Where did all these come from?
This would, some of the buildings here, some of these cabins have this duplex kind of look. Oh, you mean the doors? Oh,
yeah.
they've been holding supplies in these, so
Okay.
these probably came from maybe
From
the
some of the
stables
other
or this could be from the cotton gin.
Or it could have been from the other ones they took down. I wonder if those were doors from some of the cabins that got taken
Wow,
down.
did they redo the doors? Do these look like fresh doors?
Because these look, yeah, these are fresh.
Okay, these could be
Yeah.
new doors.
Yeah.
Wow,
Uh-huh.
wow.
As part of the restoration. Because
Yes.
when the building arts was here, they started doing some stuff, so that looks like they might have done that.
I like this stuff. It looks like they would have had some kind of, almost remind me of cereal boxes. You know, have you
Oh,
seen those
yes.
pictures? So they had the words.
Yeah.
It looks, not only do they have the blue, that spiritual blue
the
in here,
indigo. Mhm.
they look like they also did the wallpapering
Wallpaper.
thing.
And you know, we use newspaper.
Right.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
wallpaper.
I
To
remember.
insulate.
Oh,
And people still lived here until the 1960 or 70?
Yes.
Yeah, so.
the 90s, actually.
Into the 90s,
Seasonal
yeah.
tenant farmers used to.
Okay, but I'm thinking of the Gullah Geechees. I think the
Yes,
last
the
family told me they left
electricity.
off
I'm
of
wondering
here
why.
the latter part of the
There's electricity.
70s that their cousins moved
Okay.
out. Yeah, and then I think more of the seasonal folks
The
started
workers,
coming in.
yeah, okay.
So it was still a plantation. It was still a functioning
Yeah,
plantation.
definitely. They grew up potatoes, yams,
Yes.
and peanuts in the area.
Right.
Right. That's what I hear.
And then would stay in
A
here.
lot of elders come through and tell me little bits and pieces.
One of your friends. Yeah. And look at the doorway. Y'all know I'm not that tall. I'm not that tall. Look at this doorway. I just want people on video to see that. You see that? But people were smaller than we are.
Yes.
Even the
African
Geechee.
people at least.
I've read that a lot of people here came from the Gambia.
The Wolof.
The wall.
Yeah. And I see that in a lot of people. You see that in people in Charleston, that square shoulder with the square forehead. I'm like, that's a Wolof. So I only opened this one. We can walk back to the cemetery, but this window is stuck open, and I just wanted you guys to see these are some of the things that they've been taken out of the. Yeah, all these barrels. I mean, this
And
is
where those barrels came from? Out of the gym?
I don't know. I have no idea. But that's a piece that's got to be some kind of crank from
I
the.
was looking at that. Yeah.
And there's also there have been archaeological surveys done here. There was another main house that dated to previous owners
Oh,
in
right.
maybe like the 1700s, the mid 1700s, the Perrineau family.
Okay.
And they don't know what happened
They
to
were
the
back
house
here?
or where exactly it was. And
Okay.
but you see this old oak. This is a
Yeah,
very mature
very
oak,
old.
so it has to. And there's another one right across
Back
from it.
there.
So it's almost like I don't know,
How they positioned
Yes.
it, but there was a home somewhere.
somewhere right around
Right.
here.
And now what did they do? Did y'all find any history on that family?
That would have been during the
'Cause that would've been like
indigo,
the indigo-
earlier
yeah,
years, but
indigo years,
more
yeah.
experimental. They're probably doing a little bit of everything
Right.
in that early period.
Right. Around the American Revolution time and all that too. Uh-huh. So McLeod goes back before the Civil War.
1591 was the first, I want to say, map. 16. There's a map that dates, I want to say that says Morris right on this area.
Oh, on this part. Okay, so from the Morris to the Colonel,
To Perrineau, to
Perrineau,
Lightwood, to
Lightwood,
Parker,
to
and then we got McLeod.
and then
So
McLeod.
it switched hands a lot early on, and then McLeod had it for both of the rest of the time.
Yeah. And then now the park.
Yes, ma'am. And it's just amazing. I mean, this is such a significant site for Black history.
Yeah.
And I'm so fortunate. I'm just with a master's in African American
I was
history that
gonna
I
ask
can
you.
be the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be presenting this and sharing it, and I'm the only one right now. It's just
Right.
Trees are kind of like that. They provide habitat for a variety of different wildlife.
Oak
They
trees,
hollow out in the middle.
the stories that are in oak.
Oh yeah, there's so many.
This is very old.
That looks like such a hiding place too.
Gosh.
Like you could just be right up in there. Mads are hunting for you and never find you. Like where? Nobody say nothing. You standing right there looking out. Wow. Yes.
I read a archaeological survey that was done on the cemetery around the same time when it was rediscovered by the city.
Oh, really?
And absolutely. And there are 99 graves that were found.
Okay.
And 44 of them are under 4 feet.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So now 44 of them are under 4 feet.
Almost half.
That some
children.
could be. Oh,
Children.
okay.
Death rates were really, really high among, well, I mean, that's what's so interesting. You read about the history and people like to say, oh, these Africans came from the tropical part of Africa. They were immune to
They were immune,
They're not immune. They had resistances. And guess what? The kids, the elderly, the pregnant women, you know, if you were sick or injured, you were more likely to die from. Yes. And so, I mean, and when you see the number, the mortality rate for children, for black children in this area was just so high.
Yeah.
So high. And almost most of the cemeteries that you find in these old plantations, they'll tell you the same story. Small graves.
Wow.
So many people use this road to turn around.
Where they going?
That's an everyday thing here. Yeah.
Like they're getting ready to get out.
I think they turned around at first because they saw us coming and they ran. And now they thinking we're going away, so they're like, oh, we should go back.
And I really hope that I can put a bug in.
And Africa, Southwest, Africa.
I can't wait till we get the chance. I want to redo it just like that. I want that same cobra in the middle. Okay. I hope that I can, somebody listens to me when the time comes.
Yeah,
Something that was more weatherproof,
absolutely.
Polyurethane on the outside after the paint. Shellac it with polyurethane and the rain won't get to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's a long time, over on 20 years before it beat it off.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
That's African who did the sculpture that the coconut is on. That's inside. He did
Want the hand?
Yeah, with the hand.
I got African right here, a big one.
Another time, bring the flag over. Let's get a shot right here.
You want me to hold one in?
Yeah.
These fire ants,
This is so sacred. Yes, and it is. Sister Erica coming out the other side.